Now, a strong vision is really important for an entrepreneur because you have to focus on what matters to you most. There are so many distractions out there. And it's this clarity and conviction that's going to spur you on, even in the face of market uncertainty and setbacks. Your vision reaffirms and shapes your boundaries, your values, your purpose, and your mission. Now, why does this get a little tricky? Well, it's because we make dust. We can get into our own way. And there's some common themes that I know I experience and that I've seen along the way. And the first is that shiny object syndrome. You're chasing new opportunities, ideas, and progress just feels really slow, and yet your energy is being expended at a phenomenal rate. You're running in circles and you're not really sure if you're going in the right direction or even if what you're doing matters in the long run. The reason that happens is we can't see where we want to go. There's fog in the way. And so we start to chase what's around us because it's a little bit too difficult to keep dealing with what's right in front of our face. The other dust creator is the fear of failure. I know when we were workshopping this live, a lot of us resonated with that. So you have these big goals and dreams and just something is holding you back. And so you need to ask yourself, is it a fear of failure that is stopping me from taking action? And this might show up as doubling down on knowledge. So signing up for a lot of courses, ebooks, training programs, scrolling on social media. It's this part validation, part procrastination. And you have to ask yourself, am I hiding away from my own ambition? It also shows up as that, who am I to? Who am I to want more? Who am I to want to make an impact? Who am I to? We got to stop all that. You're doing this because you see something and that you are being driven by this higher purpose. So get out of your own way and don't worry about what happens if. Because the reality is, the only way to win is to play. If you want to win, you've got to get in the game. And there are people and communities that are there to support you. Let's not be so afraid. And then the other thing that makes a lot of dust is unrealistic expectations. So what's the difference between a goal and an expectation? Where an expectation is what we hope for, and a goal is what we work for. Expectations are usually based on assumptions about how things will turn out, whereas goals are more deliberate. It's about taking action to make it happen. And now, why does this matter? Realistic expectations make it easier to focus on what's possible and achievable. You'll hear this again in workshop 3, where we talk about your breakthrough plan and SMART goals. And when you are able to focus, it's easier to measure your progress. You can get a read on your energy levels, your mental health, and that helps you to avoid that fatigue and the burnout and also keep you motivated. So we need to think very clearly about, okay, what is this larger thing that I'm trying to achieve? And what are the step changes? I recommend you read or listen to Will It Make the Boat Go Faster by Ben Hunt Davies, and it's all about goal setting, where you start with this crazy goal like getting an Olympic medal, then you move backwards into concrete goals, which will be rowing a world record setting pace, and then your everyday goals, which would be row every day for an hour. Because then we're breaking down this huge thing that we would want to do, which is win an Olympic medal, into something that's achievable on the day-to-day, and it's that 1% that helps to make us better, but we're framing it around it is only that 1%, so you feel less overwhelmed. So today, or rather earlier this week, was all about activating your inspiration flywheel in order to get that process started. So we're going to be thinking to ourselves, yes, and, because this flywheel of inspiration, it's a renewable energy source. And it starts with yes, and, because when you say that, all of a sudden you open the door to so many different things. And the mission of this exercise and every exercise that we do is to get that flywheel cooking so that you can move forward in whatever you want to do. So how do we start with our offloading? Again, my favorite quote from Dolly Parton: if you don't like the road you're walking, start a new one. We went through and we came up with our not to-do list, because sometimes it's too difficult to pick out what we want to do because everything is sat in a confused way in our mind. So the shopping list is sat next to the invoicing, sat next to the laundry, all in your head. So we're going to focus on what you don't want to do, those lines in the sand. So then we start to have some boundaries and we can pick from what's left. So this brain game, the not to-do list, it's all about identifying the activities that empty your cup, waste your time, and stop you from achieving what matters most. You're going to use this sheet and you're going to fill them out. So take 5 minutes or so, if you haven't done it already, and list out your time wasters. For me, it's scrolling social media, going on product hunt. I'm doing that to avoid something that's going on in my head, a task, whatever. Then you've got your energy drainers. Those are the things that just sap you for life. That could be a way that you're working. There's certain jobs and projects, for instance, that we just don't take on anymore because it's so laborious and it's so hard and it just doesn't bring me joy. It might even be something small, like invoicing, if that's how it shows up for you. But you want to list what are the things that really just sap your energy. And then the obligations, it's the shouldas. For me, it's, I should post on social media every day. I should create a content calendar. All of these things are they feel like obligations. What are those for you? Because over the next few weeks, we're going to start to reframe that with I don't post on social media. Yes, and then you come up with a solution. And so I hire a PA. So again, go through, take about 5 minutes to review the time wasters, energy drainers, and obligations in your life so that you can create your not to-do list. And then from there, hopefully you can see more clearly, and you now have the power to do whatever you want. That's what I really want you to take away, is that once you have those boundaries of the not to-do list, the things that are just stopping you from being your best, and if we can eliminate them, delegate them, automate them in the future, even better. What would you like to do next?